Hello and welcome back. My name is Redemption Goddess, and I am today going to be talking about young Pharroh and golden beauty. Now, for those of you that follow along in these YouTube streets, young Pharroh has been around, and Miss Golden Beauty has 2 children by him. So, I don't know if you know the backstory, the history, but a few days ago, not just a day ago, young Pharroh gets on his channel and he says that he is done dealing with black folks. Okay, so I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but you get the gist of it. He's very, very angry that people are following along with his drama between him and his baby mama. I am baffled. I am so baffled because I spent a long time on YouTube. You have to create a username and all of this, to like videos, store videos, make a playlist and all this. And you watch videos, you consume content. And in the black YouTube space where there is black people, it's just some drama. It's just filled to the tip with drama. And see, the white YouTube space, they have their own drama. They have their own stuff going on. But I'm talking about black folks because I'm a black person. It is so crazy when folks try to do any type of building or community type stuff. Here comes everybody. You a fraud. You a scam. You a this. And in many cases, some of them people do be frauds and scams. You have a lot of different areas of YouTube. Reaction is an area of YouTube. We react to the things that's going on publicly on YouTube or any other media outlet, wherever it's public. And so we decide to react to it. There's a lot of YouTubers that have made successful reaction channels and they have made lots of money doing that. White and black. It is so crazy though. I don't know if white folks do this, but it's so crazy that people can sit here and make money, right? Reacting. Let's take young Pharroh, for example. There was some stuff he had going on with Brother Polite, stuff he had going on with Hassan Campbell, stuff he had going on with Nature Boy and his wives, and oh my God, it went all the way down a rabbit hole. Young Pharroh had where he was reacting to random videos on the internet. The man that made his money reacting is now mad that people are reacting to what he has going on publicly. You guys birthed your children on the internet. You had natural births on the internet. You guys had a family channel. So you've introduced your family to the internet. They're not private anymore. So I'm just confused. I'm confused on even how this would anger someone, because you would think that, okay, well, when you enter the YouTube space, you kind of understand, okay, well, this is kind of how this is going to go. My privacy and folks is going to be hanging on every word. They'll be able to clip different things and take me out of context. You kind of get yourself mentally ready for the criticism that will come. Now, this past this point is just my opinion. When he tried to cross over and kind of make his channel for everyone, instead of it just being pro-black, he went from pro-black to just American, or righteous, pro-righteous. And he drew in plenty of folks with that. But they dug up some stuff on him, and he wasn't allowed to take it to that Candace Owens level which in my opinion, I think he was looking for. He wanted to get in front of white people, right? He wanted to be able to take the pro-black off, because, you know, when you're dealing with black folks, you're dealing with a whole lot of criticism. You're dealing with a whole lot of dysfunction and mess. And so he wanted to bring in a larger audience. So he changed his content and began making content that he felt would relate to what he called righteous people, patriots and stuff like this. That did not work. I don't think it worked. I'm pretty sure he has some white folks, some people from all over the world watching him that like him. He's been on YouTube for quite some time and he's built up an audience, right? But for the life of me, I hear, it's not just him, I hear other YouTubers talk about how horrible the trolls are, the clicks and all the stuff that goes on with the drama, right? And I'm just unclear of how you allow this to affect you. I remember when I first got on here and began creating my content, and my very first review of buck breaking, they tore my behind up. I didn't get on here and attack anyone. You know, it was hilarious to me, actually. Excuse me. Oh, excuse me. It was absolutely hilarious to know that people were that outraged about something that they could just click away from. Like, oh, I disagree with her, let me click off. No, they were under my comments saying all types of crazy stuff, things that didn't even go with the video. They were just ranting and raving, and I did read some of those comments, but then I started realizing, okay, Joe Rogan says this. He's like, don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. As much as you want to go and communicate with your subscribers and your supporters, you have to create something specifically for them to communicate, because you cannot be in the comments letting this stuff drive you crazy. Okay, so let me get to Golden Beauty. I watched this because I couldn't believe it was happening, you know. I try to root for everyone. Young Pharroh, when he cussing and hollering and calling folks names and all this, I couldn't. So I know how to click off of something that I don't like. It doesn't bother me that that's how he deals with the things that he's doing and creating content. He's the one that has to reap the consequences of that. One thing that struck me when the whole incident with them happened these few days ago, when Golden Beauty was in that car and she was talking, I'm not going to get on the story. I'm not going to get to what I think happened. No, because I can't make my brain go there. I can only go by what falls from your face, the things that come out of your mouth. I can't go and assume past that, right? I guess I can form some opinions and some conclusions, but I really don't want to go farther than that. When Golden Beauty began telling a story about a time where young Pharroh allegedly beat up the other baby mama in front of a stove over some juice, her telling that story totally changed my perspective about the entire situation. If you're willing to sit there and watch another young lady get beat up, did you call the police? She didn't say none of this. She didn't say, yeah, I called the police. I bust him upside the head with a cast iron pot to get him off of her. I left when I saw that, when I witnessed that. No, you didn't hear any of that. She stayed. The other thing that's puzzling, nothing is in her name. So he's put this woman out with 2 children. This woman didn't even think in her mind to put her name on anything. I don't care if he is the breadwinner and paid for everything. That makes no sense. That was the most baffling part. The most baffling part was her staying after watching him abuse this woman allegedly. And then the second part was there's nothing in her name. Nothing. Now, what I heard from other videos from her, because I didn't even know she had a channel, And I want to support her for sure now because she has those kids. And young Pharroh looks like he's on the edge. I mean, in my opinion, he seems like he on that booger sugar. Now, that's just my opinion. I watched another video where she was explaining the breakup. Now, the video is gone. But she explains in this video, actually, those other 2 videos are gone too. But she explains in this video why she left and she, what the whole disagreement is with them. Her biggest thing was not the polygamy aspect of it. So she says that her thing was young Pharroh was being reckless, meaning not using protection. I've never heard him address that or talk about that. And all the times that they've been going back and forth with these videos with each other, I haven't heard him address that. Now, that's telling. If you're not addressing the main thing that she's talking about, that means that you don't care. And it's a possibility that what she's saying is true. Because what does a person do? You say something untrue and you say, hey, no, that's not true. I never tried to do this or that without protection. He never addressed that. And you can just see the change and the shift. There's a serious shift in young Pharroh. He was already kind of off the handle and a little nutty, in my opinion. All of that cussing and hollering and you dumb, stupid motherfucker, don't want to get it. And then he comes and doubles down today. I'm done messing with you niggas. People are doing the exact same thing that you've done to build your channels. Now, you may have a university. He may has other stuff going on. But he did reaction stuff too. I've watched him react to stuff. And he has some pretty good points. The young man is intelligent when he not cussing and hollering. And if what the young lady is saying about him trying to do stuff unprotected, that would make me livid too. You're going to ruin our lives for an orgasm. And it doesn't seem like, in my opinion, that he's into polygamy to actually build anything. It just seems that he's in it for the sexual nature of it. And that's just my opinion. I wish both of these youngsters the best. The truth always comes out, and you get your karma one way or another. The young lady sitting up there with nothing in her name, and where he could just put her out like this. I hope this is a good ass lesson. I don't know. I wish somebody would have taught her this lesson. Honey, this is not what you do. You let this man put every single thing in his name and be able to put you and them kids out like this? That don't make no sense. And then the babies without any commitment. You see what not having that commitment does to the family? When you allow a man to procreate, allow a man to y'all having babies and stuff, and there's no commitment, and this man can just literally, I'm out of here. Look at what's happening right now. We're seeing it with our own eyes. He's young. They're both young. They should have revisited this at maybe 32. Enjoying life, using condoms, using protection. At this point, there will be no children involved, and this young lady could just go home to her parents and rebuild and learn from her lesson. Instead, she has 2 children. And see what happens with these types of guys. I'm just saying my observation with young Pharroh. She's locked to this man for 18 years. He's going to use this to demonize women, all of the women that he encounters. He's going to use this situation to demonize women. And this woman is literally tied to this man for 18 years. He's all online dogging her if he wants. Just whatever. I want to see my kids all in the middle of the night, all early in the morning. Come drive here. Come lose your job. Let me call your phone. Let me act a fool. Let me pop up in the middle of the night. Let me come take your car and tow it. Let me get you put out this house. Let me just put you through a bunch of mess for 18 years. And let me jump online and pretend it's you. And then vice versa. They'll go back and forth with this drama, and they're both trying to stab each other. Not in the way that you think, though. They're both trying to hurt each other. They're both hurt. They hurt each other. And so now they're trying who can hurt each other more. And that's what this online back and forth. Now, the young lady, she deletes her videos or puts them on private or whatever. But young Pharroh's video is up. And in my opinion, it just seemed like he on that booger sugar. This is why you can't give certain folks money and power, because that shit go to their head. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Like, dislike. Actually, I have one more point to make. And this is in reference to the saying, diamonds are a girl's best friend. Now, my aunt told me this story, but I've heard different versions of the story over my lifetime. The reason why diamonds are a girl's best friend, and why that engagement ring, for many, that engagement and wedding ring, what happens in these types, in these toxic, crazy situations where there are women that don't work. You don't work. Now, the ideal situation, your guy is depositing money, or you have some way of making money, but he's making sure you're not on zero. You have cards, you're an authorized user, but when it comes to that ring, and so we're just gonna say that you have an established man, and he can spend 5, 10, 12,000, maybe even 20,000 on a ring. Baby girl, that is just not a ring. That's not just a ring. That's insurance for you. That could be turned into cash for you if worse get the worst. Now, we're not saying that your husband is going to put you out and have you all messed up like this particular situation. But let's just say your husband passes away and it takes some time to get stuff in order. And, actually, that's not a good example, because if your husband passes away, you probably want to try to keep that ring long as you can. Time's really going to have to get hard. So we will use this situation. In emergency domestic violence, verbal abusive type situations, baby, that ring, you have your ID, your license, you find any pawn shop, get that ring, get out of there. If you've already contacted like a domestic violence person and you're meeting up with them, you can go and meet up with them, and they normally have plenty of resources and things for you. And so when you're far away from danger, you can go and use that and get cold hard cash. That diamond or those diamonds will be your best friend. So say, for instance, he bought you a necklace. Every anniversary, he buy you this or that, whatever. But he kicking your behind. He putting you out with 2 shorty rocks, getting online, bragging. Nothing is in your name. You have no claims to shit. And you have to survive. You have to survive. It's good if you got somebody that's going to Western Union you some money. That's wonderful. That's why you always, I hate to say it, you always keep your social security card, birth certificate, identification, backup identification, passports. You keep all of that stuff to yourself. That man or woman now, woman, roommate, whoever it is, these people can turn on you, and you have to click into survival mode. If somebody tells me to leave an area, oh baby, I'm gone. I don't care if I had been there for 20 years. If I know that I don't have any stakes to anything in this house. Nothing is in my name. And I'm not going for that whole, I had mail sent here, so I have legal rights and I'm not finna sit and be around anyone who does not want to be around me. You understand that? But I had to come back and give that story about the diamonds being a girl's best friend because my aunt broke it down to me like that. And she began giving me diamonds and precious little bracelets and stuff at a young age. I cried and told my aunt about a bracelet that I sold that she gave me. And she said, girl, that's why I gave it to you. I gave it to you to be able to have, so you could have an asset. It was a beautiful ruby bracelet. And I had the earrings to go to it. I had lost the earring to that a long time ago. I had the necklace to it. And the bracelet was so gaudy. But when they what they offered me for that bracelet, you know, I was able to really get my savings together and make sure I didn't have a bunch of these emergency crazy situations anymore. And when I cried and I told her, she said, girl, that's okay. You know, and then, you know, when my child was born, she came to visit me and spoiled the child, right? And came back and, you know, like my aunt just gave me a lot of little jewels along the way. I was so happy to have her. But I'm glad that I didn't pick up on her bitterness. She was a very bitter woman, or is a very bitter woman. And I'm glad that I was able to pick out what I needed from those situations. Stay in the child's place. But when you get older, you begin to speak your mind more. And so me speaking my mind, I finally caught her on that bitterness. And guess what? Don't want to talk to me no more. But it's cool. It's cool. I'm not mad. I love her. But that little gem, she told me. So when you have these guys and they want to be in these relationships and they want to, you know, just really waste your time. Waste your damn time. You know, or they begin to change, whether it's drugs or alcohol or money, power, both, you know, a number of things will make a person change. And so as a woman, it is imperative that you have people around you. And I know that the men, they denounce this, they call this masculine, but it's not masculine to be prepared. There's nothing wrong with being prepared. And if this man is not willing to drop at least $5,000 on a ring, and like upgrade that ring, knowing that that ring has value and will hold some value for you, that means that he does not value you. Now, if he says, well, I don't want you to have a ring, but I'm going to just put this in your banking account, and you can buy whatever little jewelry you want to represent this thing that you want, I can even understand that. But every man understands that that is an investment. Anything can happen to them. They in some type of freak little accident. And a lot of folks don't even, they have their stuff separate but together. And when you're not communicating, you're not organized, you can have a man literally come and uplift you out the house with 2 kids. See, a man would have left and got a hotel. He wouldn't have uprooted his children. So that lets you know right there. But could you expect young Pharroh to be a man? He's 28 or something like that. The brain doesn't even develop until they're 25. So he's feeling himself and feeling his development. And so now he feels like he's going to upgrade. Now the young lady being prepared with that commitment, and you really cannot get that with the young guy. You really cannot. I'm sorry. You may get lucky, but overall it's very, very difficult. Men, especially black men, they come into themselves around 50. They are damn near 50 years old when they finally come into themselves. But you can't even say black men, because most men begin to really make money past 45. That's when their net worth really goes up. And the lady that was there sticking by their side, oh baby, they leave them and they get white women. Tell me I'm lying. The other little scenario is that they just leave. Now they need to just be by themselves, or they're going through some type of crisis. And, this is where you see these separations and things. And some people handle this in an adult way. It's just so crazy, all the different dynamics. But I wish both of these two youngsters the best. I'm not into tarot or whatever. And I'm just going to support her content, see what she has to offer, and just keep an open mind. She can really teach from her position. She has a teaching position now because she's been through some stuff. So anyway, thank you for listening. I'm really gone for real this time.